Haruki Murakami hates women. Some people think that. Some people believe that this famous Japanese author shows many signs of misogyny. Where's the truth? Let's find out today. Around 3 or 4 months ago, I filmed video on this topic. However, it was at a time where I had a lot of going on in my life, and well, the video showed my at the time current mental state. So I decided to spare everyone their time and I didn't post it. But I still feel like the topic is interesting and I wanted to use the points I wrote into the script a few months ago, so that's why we are here today. Let's go! Let's start with stating this. I love the way Murakami writes. His writing style is magical, whimsical. When I'm reading a book by him, I feel like even the most mundane tasks are so special. And I for sure am going to read one of his other books. However, I can't say I agree with his view on women, at least the view he seems to present as his own. I'll get to that in a second. I'd like to say I read only Kafka on the Shore and Norwegian Wood. To be fair, the second one is the reason why I wanted to film this video. It's not a lot considering how many books he wrote, however, as the saying goes, if I had a nickel for every Murakami book where the female characters are portrayed, well, sexistic, I would have 2 nickels. It's not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Or in this case, it's upsetting it happened twice. In Kafka on the Shore, there weren't many women to be sexualized. However, the ones who were there didn't really have another purpose than to serve the needs of our main character, Kafka. In Norwegian Wood, women are a constant. Since Toru is a university student, he meets a lot of girls in school and in bars. And of course, many times throughout the book, they serve the purpose of Toru's pleasures. But let's be real, he's like 18 to 20 throughout the book, and sometimes people need time to grow up, and it's normal that characters are flawed. They don't have to be perfect. The protagonist doesn't need to be a good guy. It wouldn't be such a problem if it didn't occur from multiple points of view throughout the book, and if it didn't reoccur in other of his books. Sure, you could object that both the main characters are young boys, so it could be okay that they haven't grown up yet. However, A, this shouldn't be a norm. B, they should have different personalities and not just one blueprint being repeated again and again and again. C, it's more of a writer's style, how he describes different things. It's not like Toru sees the world this way, that Murakami describes it, if you get what I mean. What's happening here? Okay, give me a second, people. And D, Murakami even states in one of his interviews when another female author asks him about this problematic, that it is not an intentional look into the heads of young boys. That's kinda sad. I haven't found any articles or posts that Murakami would be openly misogynist, which probably means he isn't really aware of this problematic, which is itself problematic. And the way women are portrayed in the books, don't let me get started on that. Most of the time, they don't have a personality. And if they do, it's usually a stereotype of beautiful and fragile girl. If they do have a personality though, and they seem like a really independent and strong character, they just have to have sex with our protagonist. Sorry for spoiling that to you. If the way women are described in the books can be the point of view of the main character, well, with their personalities, It can't be the case. That is 100% Murakami's doing. If I could say something in his defense though, he probably doesn't know how to write female characters. It's not an excuse. I'm not trying to defend him because I love him as an author. I'm just saying that's probably the case. Since I myself don't have that much experience with his books, I watched a video about this topic because I wanted to know if the things I'm telling you here aren't just a case of 2 books, and it's very interesting. It was very well done, and I will link it down below in the description so you can watch it. If I should find something positive about this situation, at least he doesn't hate speech on women intentionally or publicly. It's the bare minimum we could wish for, but at least something. If he does though, and I just don't know about it, oh my god, please tell me. Thank you. This is actually another dilemma. Can we enjoy books by this author when we know they all contain this problematic? I'm not sure if it was in context of Murakami's books, but Jack Edwards from the YouTube channel Jack Edwards, if you are interested in books, you probably know who he is, said that we can enjoy the books as long as we know that is problematic. And I guess I agree with him. In the end, it's upon each of us what we decide to consume. At first, I wanted to go way deeper into the story and the characters in Norwegian Wood. I said everything I needed and I didn't spoil anything, so I didn't really go into details. However, if you would like me to go into details, write it down into the comments, and so that I know that you're interested and I could possibly make a video about just the book. In conclusion, we can't say that Murakami is openly thinking of women as just objects. At the same time though, we cannot deny that his views aren't problematic and that it potentially might be a bigger issue. I feel like it's a gray area because yes, there is still a possibility that he's just writing from the young boy's perspective and he's showing us how they think, and that's something you can't really go against. I would be really happy if you wrote me your opinion down below into the comments, because I feel like this is really complex theme and I'm not sure if I covered everything since I try to keep it rather simple. I'm opting not to cancel Murakami at the time. I really love the stories he writes and I love how he writes. However, there is a lot of space for improvement. That technically means he isn't a lost cause. At least from some, let's say, objective point of view. No one can say that he won't improve into the future. We'll see. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. And if you want to see more, follow. I'll see you next Tuesday at the same time. Have a nice day. Bye! Pew.